Teachers are teaching more and more students, but administrators are managing less and less students. And the reason why is teachers are fewer and fewer, but managers are more and more. That makes no sense. Teachers and researchers, it's pretty flat, okay? It hasn't really expanded that much. But secretaries, people who do real work, it's going down. But managers are going up, okay? So if the university is facing problems, the first thing you should cut are the people who do no work, right? But it's the opposite. People who do no work, the managers, keep their jobs. And in fact, they pay themselves more. The professors and the maintenance and the secretaries lose their jobs to cut costs.
Hey guys, Jerry here. As you guys know, I went to an Ivy League school like Professor Jiang Xueqin. Freshman year, I experienced the exact thing that Professor Jiang Xueqin talks about, except I didn't understand it and frame it into the context of what he's talking about. By doing research and searching up that middle management person's name, I got more information and solved more of the puzzle that I pushed to the back of my mind freshman year. So let's explore this. You can see how Professor Jiang and I's stories are similar in that both of us didn't have a good time freshman year. My main issue, looking back now, I should have realized it, especially as a kid that took statistics already. In high school, I was the top 1% of my high school. Now, everyone at University of Pennsylvania would have been the top 1% of their high school. So I was with the top 1% of the country. What does that do to your confidence in your academic level? Now, obviously, if you listen to lectures by Professor Jiang Xueqin, you would know that college isn't even about academics, right? But I was naive. Again, immigrant parents, son of immigrant parents. We thought, okay, college is exactly like high school. Just go there to study. We didn't realize there's all these other aspects of college. So long story short, I'm having trouble in two of my classes that first semester freshman year. And my mom, very well intentioned, but she did the wrong thing. She just randomly called up the school. She didn't know where to call. So she randomly probably called up the main college line. She reaches someone. And that's when I get this email. Imagine my surprise, guys. Because remember, freshman year, they usually have a week just for freshmen for them to get to know the school, get to know the faculty. I get this email from this guy who's apparently some kind of dean. In my mind, I'm like, I met all the deans already. During NSO, New Student Orientation, I met all of these. How did another dean pop up that wasn't there during NSO? Look at his language. It's so bureaucratic, right? I thought the faculty was there to help, to mentor the students. He was basically just telling me to drop a class. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but let me meet with you. Let's see what's going on. So I go into College Hall and I meet with this guy. He's this dude with glasses, very mean, angry looking. He's just very matter of fact. He asks me what's going on and I tell him, oh, there's one class I'm having trouble in, another class maybe I'm having trouble in. And then without any sort of guidance, without any sort of sympathy, he sort of just says, oh, okay, you got to drop one of the classes. And there was a moment after he said that where he almost went into like, I care mode. He asked me, he's like, oh, what are you trying to get out of college? But before he even finished that sentence, he kind of dropped it and he went back into like administrative middle management mode. Let's not care. I will never forget it. He like had a moment of he wanted to mentor me because obviously isn't that the point of the deans? And then he immediately went back into management form. He's like, so Jerry, what do you want out of college? And before he even finished college, he like switched back. He like literally switched back. And I'm like, whoa, this dude's having like an identity crisis. A small part of him, maybe when he first got hired, really wanted to help the students. But he realized somewhere along the line, no, it's better just to be this detached bureaucrat and then just look out for the school. So you guys asked what happened. I did get convinced by him. I did drop a class. So I only took 4 classes that semester. I took 5 classes most semesters, which you shouldn't do, guys. When you go, especially to a Ivy League school, don't kill yourself with classes. But I didn't understand that back then. One semester, I almost took 6 classes. And honestly, I would have done really well that semester. That semester, I actually had time despite taking 5 classes. But long story short, he made me drop a class. And later on in my college life, I retook this class and I aced the class. I did fine. So probably I didn't need to drop the class. I got convinced by this detached, really mean assistant dean. But guys, what's done is done, right? My point in telling you guys this story is he's exactly the type of crowd that Professor Jiang Xueqin's calling out. What the heck is his deal? And by doing research and digging up these old memories, I actually searched his name and I found a few more emails that he was part of. So I actually have a bit of the puzzle finally completed. So when I was at Penn, I was part of the Pan Asian American Community House, and they would send out these newsletters to all their students, all their community. And I found this assistant dean's name in one of the newsletters. I think he was very involved in the LGBT community at Penn. So very likely, if I were LGBT or if I identified as LGBT, I would have had more interactions with him. And more than not, I probably would have gotten better mentorship from him. But because he wasn't really involved with my crowd, my community, that's why I was like, who is this guy? Why wasn't he there during NSO? And still, that question's valid. If he were really involved in the LGBT community, why wasn't he more involved in it? And so maybe he was, right? Maybe there was like an LGBT event that I didn't go to because obviously I am not really LGBT, and maybe that's why I didn't meet him. I don't know. Anyways, I appreciate you guys all for watching. I appreciate you guys all for listening to this story. I never thought I'd dig this story up, but when Professor Jiang Xueqin brought those statistics up that the level of middle management's gone up in colleges, first of all, guys, you guys know that colleges are costing a lot more. But beyond just inflationary measures, I think an increase in middle management doesn't help the tuition costs. So there's a lot to reflect on. As much as I almost didn't want to dig up this little wound in my past college life, but we can only learn from it.
Problem with bureaucracy is not only do managers do nothing every day, but they expect others to do more work.
So I hope you guys really like this talk. Leave a like and consider being a channel member, guys. I might release some channel member exclusives. Maybe on channel member videos I can swear a little more or do whatever. Okay, guys, talk to you soon. A lot more to come. I got so much to talk about, so much to think about. Sometimes you need to travel a little, and my China trip helped.